Fortnite Battle Pass. I just
shit out my ass.
Booted on my PC because I need to get that Fortnite Battle Pass. I like Fortnite.
Did I mention Fortnite?
Can you give me some water?
Wow. Yeah, hand me your cup.
Nope. Get it? Okay, I'll hand it to you.
I will crash this Zombulance.
No!
I keep saying it like Zombulance, but it's Zombulance.
I know, that's why I asked.
Oh, you guys are so cute. Sorry, the cats are...
Hey guys, and welcome to Kiki's Gone Corner. This would be Kiki's Corner, but we're missing Kiki. However, this time I'd like to talk about Kiki on Kiki's Gone Corner. Kiki has been doing mad work. She's been like... God, I actually don't know how to describe it. She's just been like really freaking like on the ball lately with a lot of things. And I don't know how she's still freaking waking up. Not tired. So can we get some dubs for Kiki in the chat? Just because she's been such a baller lately. That's it. That's all. We just wanted to put some respect on Kiki on this Kiki's Gone Corner. As for the other topic on today's itinerary, vehicular manslaughter, and why it was a very important distinction between assault with a deadly weapon and hey Kiki's hey
What the fuck are you talking about over here?
Shit, I had the hardest time getting that freaking straw in my mouth today. Spilled water. What? You don't like the way it's sitting? Okay, I'll put it over here.
I couldn't swallow my water.
I thought it was tequila.
No. It was doing that thing where it was like if I swallowed it was solid and I didn't want to die.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. You had too much water in your stupid mouth. Anyway.
It's doing that thing where I soak the water in my mouth.
Shit, it threaded the needle between those zombies.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
I thought I'd commit this episode to getting the penultimate engine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Because it's 200, but I've gotten like 50 at this point. So
yeah, so that's good.
We can just keep on. Anyway, we wanted to talk about zombies. And
Zombies, part 3.
This would be part 2. No? Whatever.
Part 2.5.
Okay. See, indeed.
Oh, shit. Alright, well, I feel like we did talk a lot about what we don't like or what isn't thought about with zombies.
Well, I have a lot of ideas because I really freaking like zombies. I think they're really cool. But generally they're used as like either like a film student's first metaphor.
Oh, man.
Or just for like cheap thrills.
Yeah.
But I feel like the idea of the zombie is super untapped. And I want to dive into it because like if you take like fiction as an abstract, you can stretch ideas really freaking far. Like when's the last time you saw somebody be like, "Oh my god, it's a witch," and it was like a horrible decrepit monster and you're like, "That's not a witch. A witch is supposed to have a long nose and be green and have a broom."
Well, you were talking about like, it's untapped. I was thinking of like, okay, my response to that is it's untapped because it's the same shit over and over and over.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about vampires, and not we, but you were there for the ride.
Nice.
You just watched me destroy... You completed it?
Yeah.
Oh. You just watched me destroy Midnight Mass in one go.
Yeah, that was a good show.
And I didn't know it was going to be a vampire thing. And it's not even the threat of the vampires. It's the religious fanaticism, and they just happen to be vampires.
Well, it's more about how like an idea can corrupt.
Yeah, but it was really interesting, because it wasn't like, oh no, they're going to be invited into my house. Oh no, he's a sexy vampire, or anything stupid like that. I mean,
I will say that was the most creative, clever, subtle shit that none of the vampires ever did enter a house uninvited. Even at the end when everything was going down, the lady and the guy,
they said, "Come into the church, it's for everyone."
And also when they were standing outside of the house, they didn't walk in. They could have just busted the door down and rip these people apart, but they didn't.
Yeah, because there's a lot, when the fucking town's going to shit, and they knock on doors, and the people are like, what do you want? Because it's late, and they grab them.
They don't go, they don't go into the house. That was really creative. I really like that.
The head vampire goes into an abandoned house. That's the only one I saw that goes into a house. Now I want to rewatch it.
It was really cool.
It's pretty good. But that, like, the only remix I've seen for zombies is in the books I've been reading where they're like, okay, what if it's mushrooms?
and that's as far as it goes. It's always like, what if instead of a viral infection, it was a spore?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, okay, it makes it work better, in my opinion.
It
like,
makes it a greater threat.
Yeah.
But it's boring.
It is boring because they're still doing zombie shit.
They're just zombies. It's just that the infection rules have changed, but the infection functions the same way.
It still wants to spread. It still kills. Like
this is kind of weird.
It's still shambling and slow.
Follow me on this. It's like turning a light on with a light switch or a dial. It's the same thing. The result is the same, but the way you go about it is different.
Well, it's funny you say that because we have a light switch for the kitchen. And let's pretend those lights actually work because, you know, the light bulbs aren't dead.
Okay.
But that you just, right?
Yeah.
The chandelier doesn't have dimmer lights. The dial is supposed to be for dimming and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the second you twist that shit, it's on. There's no...
Hi, did you want to be blind?
Yeah. So yeah, that functionally there's nothing different. There's like a oh look, that's neat. Like
okay, yeah, I guess I never had a dimmer dial that worked.
Yeah. That's why when I went to replace the strobe, what the fuck are these called?
I don't give a shit.
Track lighting. We have these big dumb lights. Anyway, I bought a dimmer bulb and then it didn't work because the thing fucking
doesn't. It's not real.
Old. But yeah, it's...
This week on the Housewife Review, Kiki frickin' derails a fun conversation.
I'm sorry. I was drawing a parallel.
I already did.
I was expanding on the parallel.
I don't think you were expanding. I think you were just saying, I get it, in more words than 3.
This is how I was in my physics class and shit. Like, I was like, oh, I get this. This is how I understand it. It's like when you fought.
Not like other girls.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
they didn't like me.
Well, they had good reason to. You know that ain't true. Anybody that's disliked you has not had a good reason to dislike you. I know that's difficult to accept for some folks because, like, I'm your husband. Of course I'm going to stand by you. But, like, if you're being a shit, I'll be like, you're being a shit, you frickin' idiot.
Well, I think, like, I was mean to people in middle school, and then, like, after that, I'm like, no. Like...
What are you, leaning back? Why don't you tell me about your childhood?
No, I'm trying to tie my hair up, and my shoulder kind of hurts.
Oh, that's no good. It's gonna suck when you have to do push-ups in 3 seconds.
No.
Anyway,
Zombulance! Okay.
about zombies.
Yeah.
Specifically zombies. Like, when I was a kid, there was a lot of, like, concepts that are just tropes that were formless. So, there was a lot of things that I was just afraid of because I didn't know their rules, and I didn't know they had rules. Like, I heard once as a kid, the infection spreads through the air, and just assumed that's how it worked for every zombie infection. Yeah.
Airborne's cheap. I feel like it's like, oh, we really need it to spread. Like, with the spores and Last of Us, okay, that makes sense. But when it's just like, yeah, it's airborne.
But
why?
Why? Why? I mean, like, I understand if you sneeze or cough, you can spread a virus through airborne means that way, right?
Yeah, but is it like in The Happening where the wind blows and the trees are like...
Well, that's another thing, is like, is a zombie's esophagus or diaphragm, like, solid enough, I can't find the word right now, to handle a sneeze?
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
can it contract?
what automated responses are still functional in a zombie? Because, like, if you don't close your eyes and you sneeze, your eyes pop out.
I guess drool, but that's so avoidable. Like, okay, so then they have to breathe on you, right?
And they are breathing heavy.
But how much... Like, that's when I look at COVID, is like, okay, if you're indoors, then you're fucked. And if you're close to a zombie, you're fucked. So just stay inside.
Just don't play League. Wait, stay inside?
Just stay inside or just go hiking.
That's another thing to consider, is, like, it was one of the most frustrating things for me in the Telltale's Walking Dead. In season 2, they're like the cold will slow the zombies down. I'm like, not just straight up stop them? How does a zombie hike, bro?
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, they start to, you know, their joints or whatever. It's like, I get it. They get a little icy. Why wouldn't they just freeze to death and then fall apart? Like, because it wouldn't be instantaneous cold.
No, it wouldn't. But it would happen very quickly because they're not worried about being cold, so they have exposed skin.
Yeah.
They'll get frostbite, fall apart, and fricking die.
That's what, yeah. Do zombies need to eat? Do they starve?
Well, they have to have a beating heart because zombies have blood, so they have to breathe and have a beating heart, right? Because you can't move your muscles if there's no oxygen going to them. This is a rule of humans. You can't change that.
This is why zombie fungus is the only thing that makes sense to me. Zombie cold is like, okay, but you stop the function of the body.
That's the thing that I'm talking about. Like, there's too many outs. If you go up a mountain, if you and me right now, it's daylight, right?
Yeah.
Hey, pal, do you want to go hiking? Yes, I'm not Kiki. And then we go hiking, right?
Uh-huh.
How long until your freaking legs start to give out?
Like 10 minutes.
Okay. Now, let's remove your ability to feel pain or understand, like, exhaustion. So you don't feel hungry, you don't feel thirsty. You do get thirsty and hungry. Your body does require these
I
things.
was going to say, my body would give out at some point.
Yes, that's the thing.
There are limits, whether or not you agree with them.
Like, how does that work? At what point is a zombie on a hike?
You don't
And
want the large Zombulance?
I just made it. Like, I just set it up to make it.
Oh! Yeah. Go on.
At what point does a zombie, like, walking up a mountain, do its legs just explode? You know, because, like,
crumble.
At a point,
There's too much citric acid.
citric acid,
What do you call it?
lactic acid.
Lactic acid.
That might not even be what makes
tinglies?
sore muscles.
No, the tinglies in your legs.
That's blood flow.
No.
Yes, that's blood flow. That's blood flowing through your legs faster than
Oh, you can
you're
handle?
used to.
Oh, well, no, because my legs would get itchy.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Well, check this out.
I googled it and it was like, oh yeah, poo-poo. Poo-poo fluid going through your legs, not blood.
Have you ever done, like, a push-up or lifted something and you felt like a kind of, like, pulling, kind of light tearing in your arms
Yeah.
or chest? That is your muscles splitting.
Yeah, I know you gotta, like, hurt yourself to
Cause like,
yourself.
when you exercise, you're ripping your muscles up and then they grow back stronger and bigger.
Yeah. It's the same concept
Oh,
as,
God.
like, breaking your bones and then spreading them out a little bit and then you know, you get taller and
You need Nutella. Anyway, that's actually not untrue. A little bit of Nutella is actually good for you.
that's what they want you to think.
Well,
So you'll buy their overpriced fucking...
Well, it's the nuts. The nuts are good for you. Is what I'm
Nuts
on
are
about.
good for you.
Nuts are super good for you. I hate nuts. And
I like peanuts.
that's something I really freaking want to see. Is I want to see a zombie like situation.
With a nut allergy?
No. Well, yes. I posed the question in my Dying Light video of how THV interacts with pre-existing conditions. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you have a nut allergy, how would the zombie's body react to the nut allergy? Would the body still try to kill itself, or have the antibodies been defeated? What in the body is still functioning?
What happens if somebody eats a Reese's cup and then gets bit?
What
Do they have immunity for a certain amount of time
y-
from that specific zombie?
That's the thing. So it's like, what if, like, I don't know if it's possible to be allergic to onions, but what if somebody's allergic to onions, right? Something that really gets out of your skin when you sweat, like garlic.
Yeah.
You eat a shit ton of garlic or onions because you're Wario.
You just repel them.
And, like, what happens? Do they start to have an allergic reaction, or, like, what happens?
They go, ew, stinky.
And then there's the matter of head trauma. At what point? Because they're like a zombie's already missing all of its finer motor functions and higher brain functions. So at what point does head trauma just completely like vegetize a zombie? How much damage would it actually need to take, given that the brain is already in a precarious state?
Do zombies have a sense of smell?
Do they have a sense of smell?
Could you just put a bunch of human meat in, like, put somebody's arm dangling in a cage?
Well, would they respond exclusively to human meat?
Could you breed chickens and leave them in a cage outside so that they're distracted by the chickens?
Yeah.
And then have a moat. And if it's like, no, they can hear or whatever, it's like, okay, can I just play a recording of me going, ah, through, like, the little, those tubes
Oh, no, what you're talking about, yeah.
on the playground where you go, ah, and then, like, across the way the fucking tube goes, ah, so you can do that and you can trick zombies.
What sucks about those is they can't be too long.
Yeah.
But
trick zombies.
Yeah.
Why does nobody fucking build a moat?
Because
that's like super efficient.
Because the rules aren't freaking cut out. What happens to a zombie that's soaked in water? In Dying Light 2, the drowners, they're full of gases, right?
Well, no, I was thinking like a spike moat, but then I guess that would fill up and they just crawl over each other.
That was the other thing I was gonna say, but I was going to touch on the water thing first.
Go on about the water.
So, in Dying Light 2, the drowners are zombies that have been underwater for a long time, so they're full of gases. They got these pustules on their body. Mm-hmm. And they'll run at you and explode. If you start running, you know how freaking... Oh my... Am I supposed to be watching this right now?
I don't know.
Oh my god, the cats are like on top of each other and...
Titan's got Lestat pinned in like a...
This would be...
hentai pose.
Yeah, this is almost like...
Oh!
Okay.
That was
Fight's
a cool
over.
landing. They rolled off the beanbag the other day doing the same shit. I just heard... thump.
Gay-ass cats.
What the fuck? He was like, kiss me.
Like how you immediately went to hentai.
Oh, shit.
Y'all need Jesus.
I do not need Jesus to walk with me at the Burlington Coat Factory. I do not.
Later.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Go on about the drowners.
That's just where you find them.
You find Jesus at the bottom of a well.
You may find me not at the Goodwill. That shit is for pores. Okay. She was distracted.
Jesus is not at the Salvation Army.
Anyway, so the drowners...
Don't believe the lies!
The drowners.
Yeah.
They have these pustules and then they freaking explode when they hit you or jump at you. But if it's enough for them to touch you, if it's enough for their pustules to rupture and explode when they touch you, why wouldn't it be enough when they start running? Like, there's no way to run without, like, intensity.
Yeah.
So they'll go from, like, a standstill to a full, maximum, hard, breathless sprint. 0 to 1,000 immediately. And that doesn't cause their freaking things to rupture?
Yeah.
So then we, like, and then it's like, well, how would that work gameplay-wise? It wouldn't, so we have to change the rules of THV.
Well, if I jump around too much, I fucking have to burp. So, you're telling me that, like, a zombie fall... Oh, that'd be scary! Is like, hoarding a bunch of zombies in water so they blow up and then using them for fucking war.
Yeah.
Is like, you
that
could just
would be
drop
thing.
them as bombs on the other zombies.
That would definitely be a thing. Like, somebody who cuts the arms and legs off of a zombie.
Fucking piece of shit.
And then soaks them in water.
Sorry, you didn't get the big combo going.
Oh, it wasn't my...
it wasn't
say, bro.
No, it's good.
Like, just, like, do creative stuff with your freaking world. I would have loved that. I posed the question about pirates in the Dying Light world.
I want a zombie farming game, please and thank you.
That kind of
a tower defense-esque, Like, oh, you can beat up the zombie or you can capture the zombie. And then when you capture the zombies, you can use those zombies as weapons. You can develop them.
There's so much that can be done.
God fucking damn it.
Like, either like, in brutality-wise, or just with what we already have. There's so much that can be
Science-wise. Man. Go in the forest.
No.
Yeah, there's usually a thing in there.
Oh, wait, yeah, there is a repair. No, but no forest. Is there one here? I don't remember if there's one here. Ah! Oh, it's a vaccine!
What? Well, still. Where's the...
Shit,
Where's the secret forest?
I'm just gonna go back.
No!
Well, because if I go back, I'll be able to... Shut
We're
up!
gonna end the episode! No!
No!
Oh.
Oh, there we go. Oh. I was gonna say, if I go back, I'll be able to check how much I need. Dick.
Bitch.
For idiot.